it's amazing how quickly the days go, isn't it? It really is. It's just incredible. But today's yoga session is, as I said in my post, it's going to be a sort of a twisty, a rinsey kind of yoga session today. So we're also going to have a lot of beautiful deep side openings as well, because I just absolutely love those, and I hope you do as well. So you'll feel as if you're going to release a lot of stagnation within the side of the body. But I just thought it'd be a nice way just to do lots of sort of twisting and rinsing from the inside, because I don't know, you might be working from home a lot lately, so perhaps you're a little bit more static than you would like to be. So this is definitely going to wake you up a little bit, and so it might build a little bit of heat, but that's not a bad thing. But as always, please take it at your own pace. Don't do anything that feels painful, and feel free to make any modifications. It really doesn't matter about, sometimes it really doesn't matter what the posture looks like, what it feels like is more important. So you don't always have to do exactly what I'm doing or what you think you should be doing. So long as it feels comfortable in your body, then that's really what's important. And the other thing I just wanted to say today is please try and always connect with your breath. So, you know, as always in yoga, we want to take very slow, long, deep breaths in and out. So try and maintain that slow, deep breathing. And whenever your mind wanders away off the yoga mat, because often it will, just bring your attention back to the sound of your breath again. And just use this next hour as an opportunity to take a pause from what it was you've been doing today, and just some time really for you to invest back in your well-being. So let's give it a go. Let's begin. Coming to the end of your yoga mat, we're going to start in child's pose, but if you can, if your feet are okay, tuck your toes under and then sit back on your heels and reach your arms forward, bringing the forehead down to the ground. Or if the forehead doesn't quite reach the floor, maybe bring a yoga block or a cushion underneath your forehead, or even actually just make a little pillow with your arms, and then maybe your forehead will then find the floor. So this is called extended child's pose. It's a lovely posture to lengthen out through the spine. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Just allow your shoulder blades just to drop towards the armpits, so we have a nice broad wide upper back. And just feel of each vertebrae along your spine beginning to lengthen, a little bit of space coming between each vertebrae as you sit heavy back on your heels. So let your hips drop heavy towards your heels. And yes, you will feel a little stretch through the underside of your feet and in your toes, but this is a good thing. It helps to open up our energy channels, open up the soles of our feet, which often just get a little bit closed up in shoes, boots and trainers. And if you haven't already, just begin to deepen your breathing. So slow breath in through the nose and a long breath out through the nose or mouth. Nice slow deep breath in and breath out. Just taking a little bit of time in this first posture just to allow the back of our bodies just to open up, create a little bit of space, a little bit of length in the spine. And it just helps really just to release any kind of pockets of tightness that you might have along your back or even through your underarms and your shoulders. Just take another 3 slow deep breaths in and out here. And again, another deep breath in. Let that breath go. And then one more time, deep breath in. And release it. Okay, from there, come up slowly onto your hands and your knees. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And take your knees hip width apart. And this time we'll untuck the toes. Have your feet flat on the floor. Just start with a few rounds of cat-cow. So when you're ready, inhale, look up the wall in front of you, let your belly just dip down. And then as you exhale, chin to your chest, round up through your back, and drop your chin to chest, press the tops of your feet into the floor, and just have a little stretch out across the upper back and the neck. And on your inhalation again, bending the elbows slightly, lift the gaze, let your heart just shine forward. Your belly button dips towards the floor, and then exhale round and tuck everything under. So tuck your tailbone between your thighs. And then again, inhaling, belly down, eyes lifting. Oh, a deep breath in, and then exhale round and tuck under. One more time, inhale, looking up. Beautiful stretch for the spine. And then exhale round and tuck under. Lovely. Come back to a flat back, nice neutral spine. Keep your belly lifting up towards your lower back. And then extend the extend your right leg back behind you and your left arm forward in front of you. Now keep your gaze down to the floor, the back of your neck nice and long, and then keeping the belly drawing up towards your lower back, begin to allow that your right leg just to float up. So we want to point your right toes back behind you, make sure your hips stay even, so no twisting in the spine. Keep looking down to the floor and just take one long lovely line from your back toes all the way out to the tips of your left fingers. So just stretch this diagonal stretch from the back foot all the way to the opposite fingers. Keep the belly lifting, the hips square. And then as you take a deep breath in, and your next exhalation, bring your right knee out to the side and your left elbow back. And then inhale, extend both arm and leg. Exhale, right knee to the side, left elbow drawing back towards the rib cage. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, extend. Try and keep your belly lifting all the time, keeping your hips square. Exhale, knee and elbow in. And then one more time, inhale, extend. And exhale.
I don't know that one.
Inhale, extend. And then lower the left hand down towards your floor. And lower the right foot to the end of your mat, coming into a little modified side plank. So left knee stays down. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, pour it overhead. Let your head just drop here. And have this beautiful deep arc all the way along the right side of your body. Oh, feels so good. So your ribs and your hips are just lifting up towards the sky there. Your back foot is planted firmly on the floor. And we're looking here for the length from your back foot all the way to your top fingertips. So think and feel as if you can open up a little more along the side of your body. And breathe into that right lung. Take a deep breath into your right lung. And then breathe out. So just giving a little bit of time for all the soft tissue that's underneath our skin just to release and stretch, creating all this space from the inside. One more deep breath and then out. Lovely. And then place the right hand back down on the floor, face the floor again, and then swing your right leg out to the side. So my right foot is more or less in line with my right hip here. You can have the knee bent a little bit if that feels more comfortable for you. But looking down to the floor again, tucking your back toes under for stability. And you can either lean back slightly, hip towards the heels, so you start to feel the inner thigh stretch on that right side. Or if you want to go down a little further onto your forearms, if that's open for you, then have a little go of forearms instead. So don't forget to have a little micro bend on that right knee so we don't hyperextend through that knee joint. But just taking again a few slow, easy breaths here. Just giving a little bit of time for our inner thighs just to lengthen up. One more breath. Lovely. Coming back up onto your hands if you did release it, in fact. And then inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Take the arm back slightly just to open out through the heart and the chest.
And then as you exhale, thread this right arm behind the left arm and just spin and look up towards that right hand. So our first little twist of the day. And then inhale again, unwrap the arm, take it all the way back, open through the chest and the shoulder. And then exhale, wrap this underneath you as you twist and look up towards the right hand. And again, inhale, lifting, take the arm back, and exhale. And then one more time, inhale, take the arm up, take it back, feel the chest and the shoulder open, and then exhale. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Inhale, placing the right hand back down on the floor, the right knee on the floor, and coming back onto all fours once again. Just doing a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you're ready, inhale, look up the wall in front of you. Exhale, round and tuck under. Inhale, looking up the wall. Your heart and belly your heart shines forward, your belly dips down. And then exhale, round and tuck under. Again, inhale, coming into cow pose. And then rounding into cat pose. Then finding a nice neutral spine once again, a nice flat back with your gaze down on the floor. Lift the belly up towards your lower back, extend the left leg back and extend the right arm forward. And let your left leg just float up so it's level with your hip. So be very mindful here, you don't twist through your hips, keep your hips even. And work to find the longest line that you can between your back toes and your front fingers. Keep your belly lifted, gaze is down to the floor. Starting to feel your abdominal muscles working a little harder to keep the leg lifted, keep the hips square. One more slow, deep breath, finding this length and length. And then as you exhale, bring the knee out to the side and the elbow out towards your right rib cage. Inhale, extend both arm and leg. Exhale, knee and elbow out to the side. Inhale, extend, keep the belly nice and strong. Exhale, coming back to the side. Again, inhale, extend. You have to ignore Alexa, she keeps hearing my voice. Exhale, elbow and knee back. Last time, extend arm and leg. And then lower the right hand down, coming into that little side cat. So place the left foot on the floor and then spin around and face the side of your mat as you come into this lovely deep side stretch. So left arm hanging overhead, left foot firmly on the floor. And just allow your ribs and your heart to float upwards. I'm sorry I've got my back to you. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Just take a couple of deep breaths into your left lung. Using your breath just to create a little bit more space along the left side of the body. One more deep breath in and out. Oh, feels so good. And then place the left hand down on the floor and then swing or face the front. Swing your left leg out to the side. Bend your knee ever so slightly. And again, just sit your hips back towards your back heel. So tuck your back toe under as you sit back. And either stay here on your hands or down on your forearms. But do keep that little micro bend in the knee. And just take a couple of breaths in and out here. Focusing on lengthening through the spine. So the crown of the head is reaching forwards. Remember to connect with your breath. One more slow breath in and out. Lovely. And then come back up onto your hands if you did go low. And then inhale, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Take it back slightly, open out for the heart and the chest. And then exhale, thread it all the way under and behind the right arm, spinning to look up to the left fingers. And then inhale, lifting, taking it back. Exhale, threading under. Again, inhale, lifting up. Exhale under. Oh, a little deep twisting here, squeezing through our little abdominal organs. Last one, inhale, take it up and back. And then exhale, thread it underneath. Inhale, open. Beautiful. Lower the left hand to the ground. Bring the left knee back down onto the floor and come again into your tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. Tuck your toes under and lift up into our first little downward facing dog. Maybe give the head a little shake here to release the neck. Have your fingers spread nice and wide. And press down gently through the base of your index finger and your thumb. And then lengthen your arm muscles from your wrists. Lengthen the arm muscles from your wrists all the way up to your shoulders, but not locking out the elbows. Always keep your joints slightly soft. And then once you've lengthened your arm muscles from your wrists to your elbows, so shake the head, let the neck be nice and loose. Knees can be slightly bent here. You do not have to have the heels on the floor, it does not matter. But it will help if you lift your hips up and back. Hips lifting up and back to the wall behind you. But keep your lowest front rib drawing back up into your body, so don't allow the middle spine to sag. Draw the belly and the lowest front rib back up into your body. Take another couple of slow, deep breaths. Shoulder blades wrapping towards your underarms. Lovely. One more deep breath. Super. Now slowly walk your feet to your hands. Again, walking feet to hands, coming to top end of your mat and folding down into forward fold, deep Uttanasana. Again, give the head a little shake, release the neck. And you can always bring your hands to the shins if you can't quite get the hands to the floor yet. The hands to the shins is always a good idea. But do try and relax the head, the chest, and just allow your spine to melt down towards the ground. Have a little bit of weight in the balls of the feet, and don't forget to breathe. Just feeling the entire backside of your body, just getting a little longer as the tension begins to release. One more slow deep breath. Oh, lovely. Now we're going to come up very slowly, so I'm going to recommend we walk our hands up our legs. Just take your time. Walking hands up legs, nice and slow, so you don't want to come up and have any stars. Oh, sorry, you're going to lose my head there. I'm so sorry about that. I've suddenly become headless. I'm not sure why. These weird things happen. So come to the top end of your mat, this headless class going on here. Sorry about that. Come to the top end of your mat. We're going to do a few rounds of sun salutation. So looking straight ahead, bring your hands into prayer position in front of your chest. Take a deep breath in and out, just allowing your body weight to settle into your feet, for your spine to come upright again after that deep fold. One more deep breath. Lovely. And then on your inhalation, lift your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, bend your knees slightly and fold nice and deep, coming back into Uttanasana. Fingers to the floor or shins. And then as you inhale, lift the head and chest away from the legs. Lift the belly up so your back is nice and straight, your arms are straight. And then exhale, fold down deep again and step your right leg back, big stride back. Lower the back knee down to the earth, just coming into a little hip opener here. Either keep the hands on the floor or inhale, lift your arms up and just have a little crescent lunge here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down either side of that front foot and step back into downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, come forward into a high plank position. From high plank, we're going to start with lowering the knees to the earth and then lowering the chest and belly down to the floor. Untuck your toes and then inhale, come up to a little low baby cobra, all 10 toes on the ground. Now scoop your belly up away from the floor And then press back up to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale. Look forward, step your right foot forward between your hands. Lower the back knee down to the earth. And then inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Frame your front foot. Lift the back knee up. And then step forward, folding nice and deep over your legs again. Press through your feet, come all the way up, inhaling, lifting the arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands back down in front of your chest. Let's do this again. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, folding nice and deep. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, folding deep. Step your left leg back. Look forward as you take a deep breath in. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. As you inhale, come forward to high plank. As you exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor, or if it's in your practice, coming into Chaturanga, and then inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, scooping the belly up as the hips fly back up to down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale. Another breath in. Exhale. One more breath in. Breathe out. And then step your left foot forwards as close as you can to your hands. Look forward, take a breath in. Scoop your belly up to your back. And then hop the right foot forward and fold down over your legs. Come all the way up, inhaling, lifting the arms overhead. And then exhale, hands back down in front of your heart. One more time, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, folding down nice and deep, hands to floor or shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold deep. Step your left leg back. Inhale, look forwards. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in.
Here's Jurassic Park.
And exhale, coming into high plank. From high plank, lower the knees and chest down to the earth. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, lifting back up to down dog.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. One more breath in and exhale. Now step the right foot forwards. Look forward, take a breath. And exhale, left foot meets the right, fold nice and deep. And then come all the way up, inhaling, lifting the arms. And exhale, hands back to your heart. So that's just a little kind of warming us up. I apologise for my speaker Alexa talking during that. You're not hearing voices, it's Alexa going a bit bonkers. I think they do that sometimes. So I apologise if you heard some voices there. I've unplugged it now. We'll do without it. Alrighty, just come back again to your Tadasana, your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in as you lift the arms. And then exhale again, fold nice and deep, hands to the floor or shins. Remember, you can always have the knees slightly bent here. They do not have to be straight legs. And then inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, step your right leg back. And then kick your left leg up behind you. So coming into a little three-legged dog. Now from three-legged dog, we're going to take your left knee and touch your upper right arm. I forgot to say that there. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to actually unravel us here. Come back into down dog. I know this is a little unusual, but I want to be able to show, I want to be able you to be able to see what we're going to do next. My apologies. So come back to down dog. And as you inhale, lift up your right leg. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee to touch your left upper arm. Gosh, I get my lefts and rights muddled up here. Now spin your back foot so you're resting on the sole of your back foot, and you can either place that right knee down on the floor, or some of you will want to place the right leg out to the side in a little fallen triangle, and some of you maybe even be able to lift that right leg up. So you decide whether or not it's knee down, foot down, or leg lifted. Fallen triangle. Little twisting going on here. One more slow deep breath. And then very slowly, going to place that left hand down on the floor as you spin and face the front of your mat again. And then from here, we're going to swivel on that back foot. So now the outside edge of my left foot is on the floor and coming into a little side plank with that right knee either lifted up, or if you want to place it on the floor, then by all means do. Try and bring your left shoulder over your left wrist. Hold here, one breath. Well done, and then everybody place the right foot on the floor for a little wild thing. So lifting the hips, lifting the ribs, and gazing back to the top of the mat. Oh, one more slow deep breath. This is the hardest we're going to do today. And then very slowly begin to flip over and face the front of your mat again, and bring your right foot forwards to the top of the mat. You might be saying, what on earth just happened there? I do apologise. So having our right foot forward between the hands, scoop the belly up, and then from here coming up to high lunge, Anjanasana. So arms plucking down into our shoulders. Apologise again for the top of my head disappearing off your screen, but look straight ahead and scoop the belly towards your back and feel your belly lengthening upwards. So we don't sit heavy or sink heavy onto your hips. That will be called slouch asana. So lift up through the belly, let the rib cage float up. Just take another couple of moments here to find your balance. Back leg nice and strong. And then bring your palms together down in front of your heart for a little twist in our lunge here. So take the left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee. And if you want to, you can always lower the back knee to the floor if you prefer. But from here, turn and look towards the right hand side of the room and press your right hand on top of the left. Now work here at getting the longest length you can from your back heel all the way out through the crown of your head. So try and lift your spine away from your right thigh. Just take another couple of slow deep breaths. Very deep twist for the insides. Beautiful. Now look down to your front foot. Bring both hands down either side of the front foot. And in fact, bring the right hand on the inside edge of your front foot. And then we're going to walk the hands around as you spin on your feet and coming in to a little wide-legged position here. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine, lengthen the arms. And then exhale, soften your knees slightly as you fold down nice and deep. And just let the crown of the head drop towards the floor. And a little bit of weight on the balls of your feet again. Give the head a little shake. Release the neck. Allow the spine to lengthen after that deep twist. Ah, lovely. Now come up onto your hands again. Bring your hands up onto your inner thighs. Bend your knees slightly. Scoop the belly in and up. And press up to a standing position. Now turn all 10 toes out. And from here, we're just going to come down to a little low kind of goddess squat. And just gently sway side to side here. So the toes are pointing out, my knees are facing the same way as my toes. Just gently swaying side to side. Again, opening up through the inner thighs. Oh la la. And then come and find centre. Lift up through the spine, the chest, take a breath in. And as you exhale, dip your right elbow, your right shoulder, towards the centre. A little twist through the upper back. And then inhale, lift the right elbow, shoulder up. Exhale, left shoulder in. Inhale, lift that shoulder up. And exhale again, right shoulder down. Inhale, lifting.
And then left side. Lovely. Inhale, come back towards the centre. Straighten the legs, turn all 10 toes forward. Take a deep breath in as you look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, folding forward again. Little bend in those knees. Folding forward, hands to the floor. Release the head and neck. Take a deep breath in and out. Lovely. Now walk your hands towards your right foot and spin on your feet so both feet face the top of your mat once again. From here, coming into Shiva's seat. We did this one last week. It's just such a lovely deep stretch for the hip, but also the outer edge of our right hip and thigh, where a lot of us tend to get sciatica. So you spin all 10 toes to the right hand side of your mat. So you're resting on the knife edge of your left foot there. The left ankle bone is up off the floor. I don't know if you can see that, but try not to sink on the left ankle bone. And then lift the right arm up towards the ceiling and take it back to the end of your mat as you just drop your hips slightly towards the floor. And then as you inhale, sweep the arm up overhead as the hips lift slightly, coming into that little arc again. And then exhale, take the arm, sweep it back down, point it towards the end of the mat as you let the hips just drop slightly. Inhale, lift the hips, sweep the arm. Exhale, sweeping it back. One more time, inhale, lift it up and over. And then exhale, last time, sweeping back. Inhale, sweep the arm up and over again. And this time, place the right hand down on the floor and spin all 10 toes to the front of your mat again. Well done. Lower the left knee to the floor. Now, a couple of options here. Either stay here in this lovely little hip opener. If you've spent a lot of time sitting today, maybe you've been working from home a lot, then perhaps you've closed the front of your hips, so you might want to stay here. But there is an option, I know some of you might want to go a little bit deeper, where you just lift your back foot up off the floor, take the right hand around behind you, see if you can reach that foot, and if you can't quite reach the foot, then maybe place the palm on your lower back, on the sacrum. And then everybody draw the right shoulder back as you lengthen up along the spine, and just feel the crown of the head reaching forward, so you feel all the time as if you're creating this beautiful, lovely, long spine. Take a few more slow, deep breaths. That right shoulder is drawing back, kind of a little gentle twist through the belly, through the rib cage. And then after your next breath, release the foot and release the right hand back down to the floor. Tuck the back toe under and let's step back into downward facing dog. Now either stay here in down dog or even coming into child's pose with your knees down, here seat back if you need a little break. Or if you're feeling fairly energized, then come and add a little vinyasa here. So you inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale, lowering the knees and chest to the floor or chaturanga. And then inhaling, coming up to upward dog or cobra pose. And then exhale, hips lifting back to down dog. And then we all meet back here in downward facing dog. Ready to try that little sequence on the other side. So from downward facing dog, lift your belly towards your spine. And as you inhale, let your left leg just float up. Float it up, don't kick it up. Let that left leg float up nice and slow. And then touch your left knee to your right upper arm so it comes underneath you. Again, as we did on the other side, this fallen triangle, you can either choose to lower the left knee to the floor and coming into a little side cat as we've done before, or take that left foot out to the right hand side and rest the left foot on the floor, or if you wanted to, lift that left foot up. But either way, everybody, we're going to take that right arm either up to the ceiling or pouring it over your head. Just depends on how you feel you want to hold this. Oh, take one more slow deep breath, your hips are lifting. Beautiful. Now place the right hand down on the floor as you spin on the back foot. And then coming into a little side plank on this right hand side. So left knee lifting up.
Or if you want to place the left foot on the floor, then please do, if that's a little better balance for you. Shoulder is drawing over the right wrist, the right hand. One more breath. And then placing that left foot on the floor behind you, ready for that little wild thing. Oh, well done. Try and bring the shoulder over your right wrist. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Then very slowly flipping back, facing the top of your mat as you step that left foot all the way between your hands. Ooh la la. So from here we're going to come up to high lunge, but if you want to do a kneeling lunge, that's totally fine. So for high lunge, make sure your back leg is nice and strong. You're drawing your belly up towards your spine, and then when you're ready, lift the arms up. And just take a few moments here to feel comfortable in high lunge. So plugging the arms back down into the shoulder sockets, so back leg is nice and strong. And lengthen up out of your lower back and through the front of your belly so we don't slouch down into the lumbar spine. So feel the rib cage floating upwards. One more slow deep breath. And then palms together down in front of your heart. Lean forward over that left leg and bring the right elbow to the outside edge of the left knee. Now remember, you can place the back knee on the floor if you wish at this point. So press the top hand firmly down onto the bottom hand and gently draw your left hip crease to the back of the room to help lengthen through your left thigh. Now either stay here with the hands touching, or some of you might be able to bring the right hand down to the ground and left hand up towards the ceiling. Deep, deep twist. One more slow, deep breath. You're doing so well. And then bring the left hand down. In fact, bringing both hands down to the inside edge of your right foot. So your left foot, my apologies. And then walk the hands around to the side of your mat. Oh, unfolding nice and deep. My apologies again for having my back towards you. From here, we can either keep your hands on the floor. In fact, just bringing myself back a little bit from the wall, keeping your hands on the floor. But in fact, actually, we're going to straighten the arms and bring your right hand underneath your face and lift the left arm up towards the sky. Now, don't overstrain through the right knee, so you can have the knees bent a little bit if you wish, but keep lifting up through those top fingers. So we get this length through the spine, but we're not slouching heavy on that supporting arm. So lift up through the top fingers. One more slow deep breath. And then lower the left hand down to the floor underneath the face. And the same on the other side. Lift the right hand up. So lengthen through your spine. Little soft bend in that left knee if it feels more comfortable for your ligaments. And reach up through your top fingertips. Feel you're twisting through the middle part of your spine. One more breath. Beautiful. Lower the right hand down. And then walking your hands towards your front foot as you spin on both feet and your hands at either side of the left foot. How are you doing? Nearly there, and then we're going to come down onto the floor. So from here, coming into our little Shiva seat. So this is where we spin all 10 toes to the left-hand side of the mat. So my back foot again is resting on the outside edge of my back foot, it's like the little knife edge. And again, my right ankle bone is up off the floor. And then inhale, if you want to, lift the hand up, take it overhead. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, take the hand back behind you, let the hips just lower slightly. And then inhale, lift the hips, arcing with the arm. Exhale, hand goes to the back of the mat, hips just gently lower. Inhale, lift the hips, arm pulls overhead. Exhale, hips down, arm down. Last time, inhale, lifting the arm, lifting the hips. Oh, it's such a good stretch to the outside of the thigh. And then exhale, hand down. Oh. Inhale, pull the arm overhead. And then bring the hand down onto the inside edge of that left foot as you spin on both feet again and bring all 10 toes to face the front of the mat. Lower your right knee down on the floor here. Oh, now either hold here in this lovely deep hip opener as you did on the other side, just to make sure we balance both sides up, or if you wanted to go a little deeper, lift the back foot up off the floor and take the left hand around behind you. Either hold that foot or bring the left hand onto your sacrum. But wherever you place your left hand, please lengthen up through the spine and then draw the left shoulder back. Draw the left shoulder back. Oh, beautiful deep opening through the hips. Also a little twisting going on through the belly, through the rib cage. One more slow deep breath. Oh, now release that foot, bring the hand back down onto the ground. Tuck your back toe under and then stepping back into our downward facing dog. Oh. The feet hip width, hands shoulder width. Now if your wrists need a little bit of a break, please by all means come back on your knees, sit back in pose of a child. Just miss this next one out. But if you're still with me and you're feeling okay on your wrists, this is our last standing posture before we come to the floor. So we're going to do a little down dog with a twist. So bringing your left hand in towards the centre of your mat and then the right arm underneath your body and take hold of the outside edge of your left calf or your left thigh if you can't quite reach the calf. And then from here, drop the right arm towards the floor. So just release the right arm and shoulder and spin and look underneath that left arm. Left fingertips spread nice and wide, rooting down into the tips of all 5 fingers on your left hand. Release your heads, give a little shake. It's just such a beautiful stretch for the back of our bodies. And then change into the other side. So right hand into the centre of the mat. Left hand under and holding the outer edge of your calf. Turn and look out underneath the right arm. Let the left elbow and left shoulder just drop towards the floor as you release any tension. One more breath. Beautiful. Everybody bring your hands shoulder width apart again. And if you are sitting back in child's pose, just come back up into downward facing dog. And then together we are going to walk our feet towards the top of the mat. I'm going to spin and face you, but you stay top of your mat. Turn all 10 toes out and lower your seat down between your legs as we come into a little yogic squat. We're coming off of our wrists and hands now. If that was a little too intense for your hands, I apologise. If it's a little too intense for your wrists, rather, I should say, I apologise. Now, for this little yoga squat is not comfortable for your knees, please just come straight down onto your seat, or even you could bring a couple of yoga blocks or a couple of books underneath your seat to give you that support. So we're just going to stay in Malasana just for a few breaths. So palms together, elbows on the inside of the legs, and keep your spine upright. Shoulders gently dropping away from the ears. And just lift up through the pelvic floor here, gently drawing up through the pelvic floor muscles. So again, we're not completely collapsing all of our weight down into the hips and lower back. Just taking a couple of breaths. Lovely, hoping to open out through the hips. Now again, you can either stay here or there's a couple of options. One of my absolute favourites is bringing your hands forward and letting your arms drop, your head drop between your arms. It's a lovely way to stretch through the back. Or being as this is all about twisting and rinsing today, we could bring a little twist into our Malasana, in which case you bring your right arm in front of that right shin. So place the hand down on the floor and lift the left hand up towards the sky. So we're really having a really good squeeze here through your liver on the right hand side, one of our hardest working organs. So when you squeeze our organs, as we are right now, momentarily you are slowing the blood flow through those organs. And then when you release the squeeze, when you release this pressure, a fresh supply of oxygenated blood flushes through the organs. So it's almost like a high pressure hose helping to clear. Okay, lovely. Lower the left hand down. And if you wanted to add that little twist onto the other side, you can bring the right arm up. And And again, some of you might be able to go a little further by taking that top arm around behind your back towards your left hip, and then bringing your hands to wrap around that left leg. Turning to face the right hand side. Just take one more slow deep breath. Beautiful. And then everybody bring your hands in front of you and then lower your seat down to the floor. Oh, lovely. Feel like a little frog. Bring your legs in front of you. Stretch your legs out, stretch your knees out. And then just starting in Tadasana, staff pose. So you have your hands beside your hips, legs nice and straight with the toes drawing back towards you. Tummy gently drawing in, and let the crown of the head just lengthen upwards. So it's this lovely long stretch for the back of the body again, and even though it looks pretty simple, this posture, and by the way, you're not pressing heavy down through your hands are just lightly touching the earth. You're lengthening up from the inside of your chest and spine. You're not pressing into your hands to give you that lift. So as I was saying, even though this posture looks pretty simple, it's actually quite a challenge, particularly if you have tight hamstrings. It's quite a challenge to stay upright. So we're trying to keep the back nice and straight here. We're not rounding or slouching forwards. Just take one more slow deep breath. It just helps to realign our posture. If every now and again we just come into these very simple postural postures, just to realign everything. Lovely. Now bend the right knee and bring the right foot on the outside edge of your left leg, coming to a little seated twist. We're going to hug that right elbow in your left, hug the right knee in your left elbow crease and take the right hand round behind you. Now lengthen up, so you're still facing down the mat at the moment. Your left toes are still drawing back towards you, so you keep that left leg nice and active. So lengthen up, so lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, gently rotate, look back behind you. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your right foot pressed firmly into the floor to help the spine lift up. Take some deep breaths in and out. And just feel the back body muscles just spiraling upwards around your spine. A good deep wrench, a good deep twist and squeeze out through the abdominal organs. One more slow deep breath. Lovely. Now inhale, make sure your spine is nice and tall before you then slowly unravel out of that twist. Beautiful. And then staying where you are, take your legs nice and wide. You might want to perhaps just release your buttocks flesh out from underneath you. And if you feel any strain in the inside of your knees, then you just instantly lift your knees up. Now again, if you are quite tight in your hamstrings, I'm going to suggest you bring your hands onto the floor behind you, maybe resting on your fingertips. And then inhale, lengthen up through your spine. And then exhale, you would just lean forward. This is if you're pretty tight in your hamstrings. So you keep your hands on the floor behind you and you lean forwards. If you're feeling fine here, then maybe you could bring your hands forward and then just slide the hands down and maybe lower the elbows to the floor. Now again, little micro bend in each knee, so please don't snap the knees open. All 10 toes drawing back towards you to keep insides of those legs open and active. Just taking a couple of breaths here and focus on lengthening through your spine again. So feel the crown of the head reaching forward. And when you focus on lengthening your spine, you may well have noticed how your chest just floats upwards slightly. You stop sort of that, collapsing down on your arms. One more slow deep breath. And now we've opened the inner thighs slightly. Walk your hands back towards you. And then bring the right elbow either down onto the floor on the inside of that right thigh, or if you want to, bring it up onto the right thigh, if that's a little closer for you. And then turn and look towards your left foot. So there's a little gentle twist as our rib cage just spins upwards towards the left. And then inhale, lift the left arm up and then pour it over towards the right foot. Now please keep looking to the left, not down to the floor. So keep looking out to the left, or maybe even look up to the ceiling if your neck is happy with you doing that. And we keep all 10 toes drawing back. Lovely deep opening through the side of our bodies again. Oh, one more slow deep breath. Lovely. Then inhale, slowly come back up. Releasing that. Oh, just notice how good that feels along the left hand side. And then bring both hands either side of your left thigh. Spin your belly and your ribs so you'll face down that right thigh. And inhale, lengthen up again. And then as you exhale, just gently fold down, belly and chest over the right leg, or chin to shin as it's known. And you can either keep the hands on the floor or reach the hands a little further down along either side of the leg. And maybe you might even be able to hold the foot, but you do not have to. The hands on the floor is equally a good place. But just try and fold without any force or pressure. Just gently allow the belly, chest, spine and head just to fold down over that right leg. And again, you can lift that right knee up slightly if that feels more comfortable for you today. But focus on lengthening through the spine. So as we did before, feel the crown of the head reaching forward towards that right foot. Just hold here a couple of slow deep breaths. One more breath. Lovely. And then press through your hands, lift yourself back up. And then bring the legs, straight down in front of you again for Tadasana. So we'll just repeat those little three on the other side. So cross the left leg over the right, hug the left knee in your right elbow, and then take the left hand round behind you. Remember to keep the right toes drawing back and the right leg nice and active. Now lengthen up through the spine, and then exhale, very gently turn, look back behind you, looking over your left shoulder. Now try and start this twist as low down your spine as possible. So let's start by making sure our grounding, our foundation's nice and strong. So press your left foot into the floor to help your spine rise up. And then focus on maybe turning the belly button towards your left waist. Slide the belly button towards the left waist. But again, no force, no strain. This just helps to take the twist a little lower. Keep that left foot firmly connected to the floor. And just another couple of slow deep breaths. I love the way this helps to also stretch out across our upper back. One more deep breath in and out. Lovely. And then inhale, lengthen up through the spine, and exhale, slowly de-rotate. Oh, it's like a little corkscrew just suddenly being released. And then bring your left leg out. In fact, both legs nice and wide again. Then as we did first on the other side, we're going to take the left elbow down onto the floor, or bring the left elbow onto your left thigh if that's more accessible for you. Now spin your left rib cage up towards the ceiling. So we start that little twist and we face towards the right. And then pull the right arm overhead towards that left foot. Keep your gaze towards the right, and do try and keep that right arm drawing back, not letting it drop in front of your face, because then suddenly you're not twisting anymore. So keep that right arm drawing back. Oh, keep looking to the right hand side. And again, focus on finding length. So reaching through the spine and out through that top arm. One more deep breath, deep, deep compression through the side of our bodies. Oh, lovely. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Whew. And then bring both hands either side of the left leg and just gently spin your belly and your ribs to face the left leg. Inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. And then exhale, either stay here and just fold towards the left leg, or slide the hands down as far as you comfortably can without any force or strain. So if you can reach the foot, that's great, but you do not have to. What's important here is that you keep the length through your spine. So keep lifting the belly button up towards the rib cage to find and keep that length in the spine. Taking a couple of slow deep breaths. Deep compression in our abdominal organs here on the left hand sides. One more breath. Oh, lovely. Walk your hands back up towards the centre and swing your legs together again. Okay, coming into a cross-legged position.
and sweep your arms around behind you and either interlock your fingers behind your back, or if you can't quite get the hands together, hold opposite elbow instead. I know you can't quite see that, so I just spin around. So either clench your, interlock your fingers, or hold opposite elbow, okay? Whatever is easier for you. Holding the fingers is preferable. Now this is a little Kundalini Kriya. Kriyas are cleansing practices. So we're going to do a little Kundalini Kriya here, particularly for the rinse and twist, the rinsing and twisting that I wanted to do today. So inhale, lengthen up through the spine, and as you exhale, spin and face your left thigh. So your left shoulders, your belly and chest spins and faces the left. And then as you exhale, lean down over that left leg as you lift your arms and elbows up away from the back. And then as you inhale, lift yourself back up. Spin and face the right thigh, shoulders are twisting. Exhale, folding down over the right leg. Inhale, lifting back up. Spin, face the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Spin, face the right. Exhale, fold. And then just doing a little faster. So inhale, lift up, spin, exhale, left. Inhale, lift up, spin, exhale, right. Inhale, lift up, spin, exhale, left. Arms lifting. Inhale, lift up, spin, exhale, right. Just one more on each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lifting back up. A little strange that one there, I know. Bring the hands either side of you. Maybe if you want to roll your shoulders a few times, then by all means just have that rolling around. Bring your hands either side of you onto the floor. And if you do have some yoga blocks, which I don't have here, but if you have some yoga blocks, bring a block underneath each hand. I'm going to do a little posture called Lolasana. And it's quite a strong one for the belly. So bringing your hands either side of you, fingers spread nice and wide, so hands are on the floor. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw the belly in towards your spine and then lift the belly up towards your rib cage. And at the same time, press into your hands and lift your seat up off the floor. Now, the full version of this posture, the feet float up as well, but it's not something I've ever been able to do. So you're using your abdominal muscles here to draw the belly in and lift the belly up towards the rib cage. Keep holding here and breathing, arms straight. Lovely, lovely. And then gently lower down. Great stuff. Okay. Coming round onto the mat. Bring your arms forwards. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, very, very slowly begin to roll down your spine, but use the abdominal muscles to keep it nice and slow here. Feet stay on the floor for as long as you can, but super, super slowly. Beautiful. Come back down. Relax the head and shoulders and stretch the legs out down along the mat. We are almost done. We're going to bring the right knee into the chest. And then guide that right knee over towards the left. So keep the left hand on the outside edge of that right knee. And let's just do a little goalpost arm with that right arm. So a little, little goalpost arm, a little cactus arm on the right hand side. So here we are just going to release everything. So let go of all muscles. Let's take a deep breath in. Let it out through the mouth. And again, deep breath in. And let it go through the mouth. Beautiful. Stay here. Just allow all of your muscles and skin to fall away from the bones as you sink as heavy as you can down into the mat. Beautiful stretch for your lower back, your outer hip down the outside edge of your right thigh. And just another couple of slow breaths here. And then very slowly roll onto your spine. Stretch the right leg down along the floor. And let's just do that little recline twist on the other side. So left knee into your chest, hug it in, and then keeping that right hand on the left knee, guide that left leg over to the right hand side, let the foot drop down, and then make a little cactus arm with your left arm again. And again, just invite a complete release in your body, so feel everything just letting go and sinking down towards the floor. So release all weight and everything go. Ah, lovely. Take a deep breath in and out through the mouth. Again, deep breath in and let it go. Alrighty, roll onto your spine. Roll onto your back, stretch both legs down along the floor into our final Shavasana. So bring both arms down alongside you and have the arms away from the side of the body with the palms turned up to help open our chest and our lungs for our breathing. Close your eyes and just invite your whole body now to rest and be still. Just allowing the insides of our bodies just to process and absorb the benefits of our yoga practice today. So the twisting, the deep side bends, twisting and this rinsing and releasing on the inside. Just helps to move any stagnation out of the body. Enlivens our spine. And just bring some space back into our bodies that gravity has a tendency to press us downwards, to squash us down, so we become a little shorter towards the end of the day when our our joints are compressed and our posture begins to suffer. So it's really nice in Shavasana to just let everything go and just feel the pull of the earth's central core drawing you down. Just take one more slow deep breath. And if you have the time, please stay here for a little longer. Just stay there, even though the video might stop, but just stay in Shavasana. If that feels what you need today, then just take this rest, take this pause. But otherwise, if you want to begin the rest of your day, bring the soles of the feet together. Gently roll over onto one side and then push yourself back up to any comfortable seated posture. With your shoulders stacked above your hips, spine gently floating up out of the pelvis, and bring your palms together in front of your chest. Let your thumbs just rest on your chest, and let your chest just float up towards your thumbs, shoulders away from the ears, and just close the eyes one more time. Just allow a feeling of peace and ease to wash through your body. Peace and ease. Every single cell inside of you just feeling that peace and ease. And may the peace of yoga stay with you for a long, long time. I wish you peace in your heart, peace in your mind, and peace in your bodies always. Namaste. Lovely, super slowly coming back up. And there we have it, a little bit of Tuesday yoga, rinsing and squeezing and twisting. I hope your back feels a little bit more stretched out now. And thank you for your little red hearts there and thumbs up coming up. Thank you for that. But take care. I will be back again on Thursday, the same time. And Thursday classes are a little bit more, flowing, but we will be holding postures as well to build a little bit more strength into our bones and our muscles. So hopefully if you're around, I might see you Thursday. Thank you so much and take care until then. And I shall come up now to the video and switch you off. See you soon. I can find the little off button, of course. That's the tricky bit. Okay, there it is, finished.